going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ, and this week we are spending some time with the 2025 Lincoln Navigator. In particular, this is the black label, so this is the highest trim level on this vehicle. Over 25,000 subscribers. Thank each and every one of you. This is going to be the full review if you are new to my channel. So we are going to start with a cinematic, usually around 60 seconds or less, just displaying the vehicle, drone footage, all that kind of stuff. Then we're going to jump around to the exterior, talk through stats, figures, stuff I feel like you guys would want to know. Then we'll jump into the interior, and there are a lot of features on this, so that's probably going to be a little longer than normal, just trying to cover everything. And then we'll be taking it on a drive. So without further ado, again, this is the full review. We'll go ahead and jump right on in. One quick thing, next video, 5 things to love, 5 things to improve. We do it every single vehicle, every manufacturer. So again, without further ado, let's roll. This Navigator L, and if you didn't know, the L just indicates a little bit longer. So this is a 3.5 liter twin turbo 6-cylinder pushing 440 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. Transmission is a 10-speed auto, drivetrain 4x4. Curb weight's coming in at around 6,044 pounds in particular for this L, and it's going to be pushing it from 0 to 60 in about 5.5 to 5.65 seconds. Max tow, 8,400 to 8,700 pounds, just depending on the exact setup that you have. MPG, 15 city, 22 highway, with a combined average of 17 MPG. Gas tank size, 27.8 gallons on this L, or if you go with the regular, 23.6 gallons. Touching on overall vehicle dimensions, overall length, 18.5 feet. And of course, about 1 foot shorter for the non-L. And width is around 6.6 feet. Ground clearance is around 8.9 inches, and height is 6.5 feet. Pricing starts at around $99,995. That is for the base reserve. Tester today is roughly $124,000, $190,000, including the destination charge, and that is in USD. While we are here in the rear, something that is definitely neat and unique in the segment, come under here, there is a little button right here, almost in line with the L, just offline. Press that, and you can see it is a split design. Now, it's functional from multiple reasons. At first, you're kind of like, it's kind of weird. However, how many times have you opened a lift gate and your stuff has shifted and now it's falling out as soon as you press the button? Well, no longer. You have this little bottom piece. Now you can see everything, but let's say you need to lift something up in there, simply press this button and down comes what you would call the tailgate. So now you can get in here and have a lot of usable space. Third row, you can see right there, it is automatic power control. You can press the buttons to bring them up or down. You can see they are down right now. And over here on the right, you have several different USBs. These little things are for tables. These pull out, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I actually don't see it in my tester. It's usually stored right here. However, you can have a table that goes straight across. You can also put it straight up and down, just like this. A lot of uses for that table. If you're tailgating, whatever, you can also put it here, and then there's legs that fold out. So it'll sit more on the tailgate. again, for tailgating or whatever you are going to use it for, it is definitely very well thought out and well done. Now, of course, on every vehicle, I do put the cubic feet, so I will put that here on the screen with the third row folded and also with it up. Just taking a look at the side, again, I want to touch where the sun is. You can kind of see the color here versus the color there, even on camera. This in particular is, I believe, an $800 option for this paint job, and I believe it is Sunrise Metallic, if I'm not mistaken. And if you take a look, there is a lot of flake. Hopefully it'll show how much flake is in the paint. It looks beautifully, beautifully done. Power running boards, as you can see there, they are down. I have the door cracked so we can get in. Nonetheless, you do have an LED runner that goes all the way across. It is a cool looking design, and it does have some pretty cool lights here in the front. They are dynamic, so they do move around as long as you have your lighting on auto in the settings. So as long as you have that, those will move around. Everything else is LED. Taking a look at the door handles, all four doors, keyless entry, pretty much expected on a vehicle like this. Taking a look at the tires in the rear, you have a 275/50/22. There is another rim design as well. Generally, it goes with the interior. You can get basically like a whitish kind of color interior. This one does not have that interior. This is one of the three options. You can basically get a black, a whitish gray, and then this as well. And it's really nicely done. You can see with the light hitting it versus in the shade, you can see like it's just a very nicely done brown, and the leather is really, really soft. Everywhere that you touch is soft touch, real wood. Everything is very, very well thought out. Now, let's move the drone out of the way here so we can step on in. Now, I test every vehicle, whether it's easy to get in or not. So, going to get in, there is a grab handle located right there. Again, power running boards, they're there, which are super useful. You just kind of step up in, sit down, and here we are in the captain chairs. Now, let's go ahead and take this back, and I will move this drone one more time and just show you what can happen here. We have the adjustment. You have the left and right seat. There are so many different adjustments you can make. Also, you have massaging seats back here as well. The front seats are massaging also. And I believe this is like between a 4 and 5 inch screen. Works good. Everything you would need is back here. Tri-zone climate, of course. You have a little TV in front of you, and in here, I do believe, you have the headphones, which are a nice microfiber type material to store them. You also have the TV remote and everything in there as well to control them, which is good. If we pull this back here, wireless charger, 2 cup holders, and then down here there is a lot more storage as well. Press that button. Hopefully you can see down in there. Like I said, a bunch of storage there. Wall outlet located right there. Sunshade you can control back here as well, so you can take that forward if you do not want that. Totally up to you. Air vents are in a good spot being up here. You're also going to notice on the Black Label, it is like a suede headliner. It is very soft. It is nicely done. And there are speakers almost everywhere you look in this vehicle. It is quite an impressive speaker system. All right, so we did the second row, slightly reverse order, but let's go ahead and step down, and I just try to show you guys everything that I possibly can. But there is a button located right there. You can hold it, and it will move out of your way. As you can see, you can let go as well. You don't have to actually keep holding it. Nonetheless, so it automatically detected where my seat was and didn't go any further. All right, now let's go ahead and jump on into the third row. Again, there's a handle there if you want to grab it, but generally I just kind of walk in, and that lighting's terrible. Apologize for that. But, oh, I gotta put the headrest up. That's out of my way. So there we go. Now there's buttons here, right? And you can basically change kind of where this goes at least a little bit. So you have a little bit of movement there, which is nice to have. You also have heated seats here, even in the third row. You've got 2 USB-Cs on each side of the vehicle. You have 2 cup holders. I'm not exactly sure why you need 2 cup holders back here, but if you want to variety, you can absolutely have it. You have air vents back here as well, which is also nice. Again, LED lighting, which I already notated, the entire vehicle has that. And there is plenty of room back here. I am 5'9", and even my head, I've got, I would say, a solid 2.5 to 3 inches there. I have a solid 2 inches there as well. Again, and this can technically move, right? Like if the person wants to slide forward, they absolutely could. But at 5'9", in the L version, again, that's what this is, I do have plenty of room. It's actually usable. And then all of the space back there still, a lot of space. So definitely nice. In order to get out, again, buttons are here. So you can just press that. It will go forward. Up it's gonna go. It'll detect the other seat. And then it'll come back just a little because it detected it, and it will stay there. As far as getting out, it's not too hard. You can just simply kind of crawl out of here. Maybe it's a little harder than what I thought, but we're out of there, not that difficult. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on to the front. And I know you already saw in the cinematic what these seats look like, but again, headrests will move in all different directions. You can do that on the screen. And it is a, I believe, 30-way adjustable driver seat and a 28-way passenger seat. So a lot of adjustments nonetheless. And let's go ahead and step on in. You do have a handle here. That's nice because not all vehicles have a handle for the driver's side. Don't know why that is, but we can go ahead, pull ourselves in. Super easy to get in. Zero complaints there. Okay, I jumped in this vehicle without watching any videos. The reason that I do that is because many times people jump in a vehicle and they're just gonna drive it, right? Like, hey, so-and-so, you know, go grab my vehicle. Whoever it is, it happens, right? So I, again, am in a new press car every single week, generally, and I've been in so many different vehicles. Now, there's a few things on this thing that had me stumped for quite some time. It makes sense now that I know, but this is something that would be, it just takes some time to get used to. So first comes first. There's no adjustment for the steering wheel. Nothing over here, nothing on the bottom. I know for a fact that's gonna be power, right? However, what you gotta do, this little button located right there in the corner, you press that, and there are mirror adjustments. I'll try to zoom in. The frame rate's not gonna be the exact same. That's how you do your mirrors. That's how you do your steering wheel adjustment. And that's also how you can do the pedal adjustments as well. So that little button, that controls all of that. That's how you move it. Now for memory seating, steering wheel, pedals, all of that, you can do up to 3 profiles. So, and you can program it, 2 of them to a key. You can also use your phone as a key. A lot of different options there. But that was the first thing that had me stumped. The second thing, when I look at the vents, there's nothing. I can't move them. I can't do anything with them. Like, they just are the way they are. I'm like, how do I move them around? I need to be able, because it was just blowing right in my face. I didn't like it. So it took me a while to figure it out. Again, I want to do this raw without seeing videos firsthand. So if we come here, see these little 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can drag this airflow wherever you want it to go. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully the lighting is okay for you. See that little bend? Oh, it's reflecting. But right here, you can see that's where it's gonna blow. So it's really cool once you get used to it. Once you know what you're doing, it's cool, but it definitely took me a while to figure that out. So that is something different in there. Now, if we close this out, you can see nice big screen. I believe it's 48 inches. And I know, again, it looks like it's blinking on the camera, and I apologize for that. But if we come down here and we select this, you can customize these however you would like them. Like I can switch the weather over, and you can see it just switched. Same thing. If I move it back, I can go there. And there's also different things you can put up there: compass, fuel economy, tire pressure. Let's go ahead and put tire pressure up there. So we got it there. It's going to read, as you can see right there. Got the map located right here. Hopefully you can see that. I know the lighting, and I apologize for that. There's just not much I can do there, screen to screen, sitting there playing with all the settings. Nonetheless, you can see it's really, really well done. So you can go through, you can change a lot of things right there. Now, If you go to here, again, I can put the YouTube channel below for Lincoln with all of the videos. So if you want to know how to do a lot of this stuff, I'm going to put that down below. They have nice little short segments, and it will show you how to do that. Now, I just wanted to show you a few of these things. Now, I also want to go through and touch on the seats. Let's go ahead and press that. Adjust and massage. We can click that. Now, this is for your different bolsters, all the different things that you can move around, driver, passenger. Now we go over here to massage, and you got 3 levels. You got a bunch of different ones, and you can it'll show you over here what it's doing. Like it's gonna roll. We can go to recovery. You can see the pattern. It's gonna snake its way up and down through there. Pretty cool. We can do a relax. See, it's gonna kind of zigzag. Nonetheless, full massaging seats, both seats. The second row captain chairs do as well, as I've already showed you. But I think that's just about everything I'm going to show you in there. Now, if we hit the camera, you do have a full 360 camera. Hopefully you can kind of see there. You can see the picture over there. And then right here is in front of us at this very moment. If we put it in reverse, it would be the back. Nonetheless, very good, crystal clear images there. Once again, heated seats, cooled seats as well, or ventilated rather. Just working our way down, you can see gear shift here, start stop is there, trailer brake and stuff is over there. Sheesh, that lighting, I'm so sorry. There you can see it pretty clearly. Coming on down, and you can see gear shift here, start stop there. You have your volume, your auto stop start, you have your modes, gears, parking. Coming on down, you're gonna see a couple different USB options, wireless phone charger, 2 cup holders, and if we pull up on the armrest, it is rather large. And just for scale to show you, if I pull this out, that is a 1 liter bottle. So like it literally is longer than my elbow. Like that's how deep that sits. Like it is very deep down in there. And of course, again, you got this little thing here that you can set in there or whatnot. So just a little scale reference for you. A big center console, which as you can see does not quite shut because this dips down, hence why I had it laying over like so. And then we can put that back, and then obviously that will shut. Again, nice and soft here for the elbow. And then just coming up above, you have home link for your garage, and then you have a sunglasses holder and a nice big pano roof. Okay, we could sit here all day and probably go through a few more things. I guess I'll just touch on one more thing very quickly. The window switches, all 4, 1 touch up and down. So also nice to have. So without further ado, let's go get this out on the road. As we get this Navigator L Black Label out on the road, I think my very first impression driving this vehicle is just how luxurious it feels and sounds, not only with suspension, but definitely the noise categories. For me, I have 3 different categories. I have tire noise, I have wind noise, and I have powertrain noise, meaning engine, transmission, stuff like that. As far as wind noise goes, very refined. It is very good. I don't have any complaints there. As far as tire noise, that's probably about the only noise you can really hear. Powertrain, if you're hammering on it, of course you can hear it. Otherwise, there's just a very, very slight hum. And again, that's expected. I think it is definitely well within its category as to what it should be. Again, luxurious, large SUV. And it definitely feels every bit of that. That was my very first impression driving this vehicle. Now, the second one would be the Blue Cruise on the freeway. I've spent some time on the freeway, and it does a very good job on freeways for Blue Cruise if you like that kind of thing. It's hands-free, and it'll tell you up on the thing, it'll say, take your hands off the wheel. It's hands-free, essentially. And then you know it's hands-free. If there's any time it wants you to put your hands on the wheel, it will tell you, hey, grab the wheel. So it's very straightforward as to what it tells you to do. Now, hopefully from this camera back here, you can maybe see it has a blind spot monitor whenever you have your blinker on. Hyundai does that as well, Genesis and Kia. All of them do that, and it's nice that the Lincoln has that as well. It's actually a very useful feature, especially on a vehicle that is not exactly short, being over 18 feet long. All right, let's see. Let's get this thing out there, and it does have some pep in its step. For how big this thing is, it definitely moves. Now, I'm not saying it's crazy fast. I mean, it's, 5.5 to 5.65 seconds, somewhere in that region. And that's really good. For this size, that is very good. If you guys are new to my channel, I do have owned some various different cars. 2017 Acura NSX, I've sold that. I've had a C7 Z06. I have had, currently I have a 2015 Audi R8 V10 Plus. And then also I have a C8 Corvette. I've had other things as well. Just telling you some of my experience and what I have owned. This thing moves for how big it is. Now, coming up to the cattle guard, we do that every week. Let's see how it does. And it's going to do well, I can tell. I mean, my body hardly moved at all. That's how good the suspension is. This thing just glides over stuff. It's luxurious. Again, that's what you're looking for in this vehicle. At least that's what I'm looking for in a Lincoln. And this definitely has that touch without a doubt. Let's go ahead and set our cruise here, and it is set. And it'll tell you hands on the wheel. I don't know if you can see that from the other camera or not, but it is lane centering. Whenever Blue Cruise is not active, you can have your hands off the wheel for a few seconds, like while you get a drink of water or whatever. You can see the wheel turning for itself. Now, take my hands off the wheel one more time. You're going to see there's just a little dip in the road. You can see the wheel turn, again, stays dead center of the lane. It does a very good job from that point of view. Adaptive cruise control, no issues there. That works quite good as well. Now, of course, one of the best things in my opinion, and I used to think they were gimmicky. I was that person. I was like, who would ever want that in a vehicle? And now I'm a sucker. The massage. I absolutely will tell you when a OEM has a good massager or a garbage massager. And when I say garbage, it's just like lumbar that moves around. Sure, it's better than nothing, but it's not really a massaging seat. This is a true massaging seat, similar to obviously Mercedes-Benz has it, and then actually most recently Toyota and some of their vehicles like the Sequoia have added it as well. And it is a very good massaging seat. Now, one thing that Lincoln and Ford have always done really well, and this dates back many years ago, their ventilated seats are no joke. I can literally hear it blowing. That's how powerful it is. It works really good. Again, that's not a knock that you can hear it. That is a compliment as to how good the thing works. Because some manufacturers, they're just not that great. They're there as a feature, but you can't feel it. And this one I can absolutely feel. Literally will blow my shirt moving, which again, that's what I'm looking for. At least I want it to actually cool, so that way my back is not sweating, and it does a very nice job. One thing that's a little unique in this is the wheel. Now, I'm kind of used to this wheel in my C8 Corvette. And my C8 Corvette, it makes sense. And this, it is a little weird having kind of like the rectangle-ish type of wheel. Now, what I do love is having the open bottom. This open bottom being able to hold right there, that is personally my favorite position to hold when on long trips. It's just the most comfortable to hold it right there. I really like that, and this has that. But as far as the overall shape, it's fine. It is just a little weird. Now, the one thing I've already noted was the steering wheel controls and the mirror controls and the pedal controls. There's no longer buttons. It's all done on the screen. I'll speak for people who are older. I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people that are older that don't love that. They would rather have the buttons. I've seen it on other manufacturers and other videos that I've done, and people really do still like buttons. Not every button, but basic buttons like that to adjust your mirrors. It's just nice to quickly do it. I understand it's a kind of a minimalist looking design, but like I said, people like the buttons. So again, I'll let you determine what you like for that. But that is definitely a quirk that you have to get used to in this vehicle. And it's nice once you get used to it, but otherwise is what it is. Now let's go ahead and test the brakes. We got a little bit of an S-turn here, and it feels every bit of, now the brakes work really good, but it does feel heavy. I mean, you can go in whatever mode you want, and it feels heavy, and that's expected. I mean, I don't expect this to obviously perform like a small SUV, pretty much impossible. It feels like a large SUV, and it is a luxurious suspension, and that is what I expect in this vehicle, and that is 100% what this vehicle delivers. If you're looking for a luxury large SUV and you want all of the bells and whistles, this is definitely one that I would have on the list towards the top, especially if you are wanting to stay in the American brand. Definitely one of the top American brands that I have driven to date, and even without American brands, it is still up near the top. Again, super important to me is the noise levels in luxury, and this, again, is very, very maintained, and they've done a very good job with it being luxury. Now, there are a few quirks and a few things that we could change or things to make it better, and that is the next video. 5 things to love, 5 things to improve. So be sure to stick around so that way you can see how they can make this crazy, luxurious SUV even better. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.